Hello, and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities Podcast. I'm your host, Melvin the Crimson Taurus, and Niema can't be here with us tonight. She is actually making bikinis, if you can believe it or not, from scratch. So, yeah, go check that out on her Instagram. And so, yeah, go Niema. But anyway, as you guys know, we're not doing...
Did you say bikinis?
Bikinis.
Okay, nice. I think. Okay.
Well, you just messed up my opening spiel.
I'm out.
Gosh darn it.
I'm sorry. It's a baking a bikini.
Making a bikini.
Oh, I swear you said baking.
No, making a bikini. She quite literally has a sewing machine, material, and she makes bikinis.
She's a little crafty.
Yeah, she's very crafty and artistic. But you messed up my opening spiel.
Sorry. So sorry.
Like your ADHD kicked in just...
It did. Dude, I need to get my regular... I'm having to take it like an old bottle that's like of my depression medicine. And so I don't think it's really effective.
Okay. Well... Surprise, with us tonight is freaking Bonnie and Kurtis. So, hi guys.
Hey.
Howdy.
Oh man, how are you guys doing tonight?
Oops. Yeah.
We're doing great. How you doing?
Better. Most definitely better. So, nice, cool. Have some lemonade next to me. So
nice.
So it's been a while since we had both of you on, so I'm happy you could be here, especially since it was such short notice and right before my birthday. So this is a nice little gift for me.
Happy birthday to you.
When's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday
yeah, literally tomorrow.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that ADHD is on overdrive.
Yeah.
Oh, there you pulled out a little Betty Boop and mixed in some
Betty Boop thing.
and mixed in some Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Mr. President. I love it. It's so funny. Oh, never mind. Have you seen the Kardashian one? It's disgusting.
I don't partake anything Kardashian.
Oh, it's tacky. It's so tacky.
I expect that. That sounds about right.
Don't be surprised. It's just very interesting. It's very, to me, what's it called? Like, where you don't have any respect for yourself. It's really degrading. There you go.
Yeah, I can't do anything Kardashian. I get embarrassed.
Yeah. Like, okay. I know it's going to come up. So alien stuff. Like, this is why I don't think they would want to land here. That type of shit. I think that most of them that are going to pass this by, they'd be like, this is just, I give up.
No, I don't know. I think they might look at us like a sitcom or soap, like Earth, season 2025. You know,
so, Club. Sorry.
I mean, honestly, man, when you think about it, like the Enuma Elish, as an example, they created us to be slaves, and so, I mean, mankind with the average IQ of Americans, dude, it's easy. Americans specifically. But mankind as a whole, look at the world, look at the governments. There is consumerism. That's all that exists. And people produce those products. We are all slaves. All of us.
Yeah.
So the aliens did it right. So they probably do check in like, yeah, they're almost right.
Well, going off of that, there's a couple of theories that suggest that we are in a petri dish and just a giant experiment. And this is not the first modern civilization, we'll say. There's been others, but they've been wiped out. And, I think it's interesting that just about every religion has
Blood. Yeah.
the end of the world type of thing, some type of doomsday. And in some Japanese lore, I believe it says that I don't know if it's it's on the tip of my tongue. What is it called, Kurtis? The mythicism over there. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Come on, you know this, Melvin. Well, whatever. It'll come to me later. But in some of their lore, it states that the world is going to be destroyed 7
Shinto?
times. Yes, Shinto. Thank you. The world's going to be destroyed 7 times by, I can't remember all of them, but I know it was fire, water, ice, leopard was one of them. I don't understand the leopard part, but allegedly this world has been destroyed at least 3 times already, and it just restarted. And there are some alien theorists out there who say that, yes, they have come, they saw the progress, they wiped this out and reseeded.
That's weird. But yeah, Curtis has said it's. What was it saying? We're instead of growing, what's it called? Evolving.
We're devolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, regressing. And you're not wrong. I don't think you're necessarily wrong, because part of the problem is we don't care about one another. And when I say we, I mean just mankind as a whole. We don't care. We see all the bad that's in us, and we allow media, politics, religions to keep us separate. And we don't see the things that the similarities. We don't see that you struggle, I struggle. You like eating good, I like eating good, and blah, blah, blah. We don't see the stuff that can bring us together. We just see the stuff that separates us. It's by design, and
it is.
And it sucks.
Well, the thing is, and this is one of the things that I teach my students directly, you've got to look at differences as the means through which we can expand human consciousness. And, those things we have in common, we're always going to have in common, and we should look at those things, because that's going to keep us united at the end of the day. But instead of looking at our differences as reasons to go to war, we need to understand that our differences are a means through which we can expand human consciousness and grow. Learn from each other,
Mm-hmm.
And when you can apply that to alien races beyond the earth, theoretically, it would apply in that way, especially. But I've got to be honest, the likelihood of that is slim to none. It's almost gonna be just like humanity. If you pick some random guy off the street to live with you, it's a coin toss of whether he's gonna be a good or a bad person.
Yeah.
It's 50, Yeah. No different with alien races. The likelihood of some strange alien race from another universe or another planet coming here, it's a coin toss on whether or not they're going to be peaceful or hostile.
You won't know until it happens. But I like to joke around, but I'm also somewhat serious when I say humanity will unite when the freaking mothership flies by the White House or the Eiffel Tower or something, because then we'll all have something else to hate. It's like, oh no, they're different from us. We can hate them now. So
Right.
I joke about it, but I'm also somewhat serious about it, because I don't know. It just seems like that's the only way sometimes to get us to cooperate with one another. But with that being said, you guys know I'm big into the alien thing, and I try not to get too caught up in certain circles who believe that everything out there is light and love and this and that. It's like, I don't think that's the case. Not all of it. And there are some things out there that are more aggressive than others. And then there are things out there that's misunderstood. For instance, reptilians will say they like to make the reptilians the big bad of aliens. And a lot of them, maybe they're just tired of dealing with nonsense, but they're not the big bad. If they wanted to do something, they would have just blown everything up and done it by now. A lot of them are very wise and
Yeah.
very intelligent. And if anything, they're probably upset at us because we're not reaching our potential or doing anything to truly better ourselves.
Right.
Well, yeah, we're related.
Yeah.
You know, the reptilian brainstem.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing, as an occultist, I can tell you, working with some of the more, we can call them reptilian archetypes, I've come to learn a bit about the reptilian brainstem and how mankind is essentially minimized it as something that's responsible for the adrenal dump, fight or flight response. But it's actually much more than that. It actually is a key to some of our most dormant power, the power of the subconscious mind. And that's very creative. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The subconscious can be so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when I lost my dad, at first it was like, honestly, first I felt peace, which was wonderful. I had been crying up at the moment that he died. And it was because, like Curtis pointed out, you felt what he was feeling, right? Like the breathing, at times it had reminded me of fish out of water. It was bad, and it was hard to let go.
Yeah. So
it's weird because that energy can be so powerful if you use it, either way. But you have to be careful. Our emotions.
yeah, now with the emotions, that's sort of how poltergeists come about, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because it can be, if you have to be careful to not let your, oh my god, this not sound creepy because I would say fractured, not like the crazy movie, like that's just crazy, but it is like a part of it is kind of, it's like that broken feeling when you felt it enough. It's it can be used for things of good, but it's a lot of times people that have that, they're not in the happy mindset, I guess. So how would you explain it? So they end up making more nasty, toxic energy. Anyway.
Well, I mean, emotions are linked to the subconscious too, because it is a mental process that tells us, oh, we feel this way, so we need to respond this way. But that poltergeist energy, when it's created, is it emotion? It's a lot of it. It's a few different things. I think emotions, it's part of it, but I mean, it's actually, a lot of it is hormonal. It's been found statistically that usually most poltergeists happen with prepubescent teens.
Yeah.
Or the elderly. So it's hormones. It's also that emotional thing. That's definitely a huge part of it. You get people who are consistently enraged, that can create poltergeist
Really
activity.
nasties. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll check itself too, though. That's the thing. It's not like it's going to just protect you.
Oh, no. It's not going to be protective at all. As a matter of fact, poltergeists are always malicious to everybody. It's no respecter of persons.
Oh, yeah, so if it's just raging bull.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we'll have to remember that. But
Raging bull.
Raging bull in a china shop, yeah, for sure.
yeah, okay, so kind of, I know this is going to sound weird, but how you explained it, it reminds me a little bit of Carrie and how, you know, it was her emotions, but she was also hormonal, and her ESP kicked in, and, you know, everyone got it.
Yeah, very similar. Except, you know, the poltergeist is Carrie.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get the supernatural power, but when you think about it, we do, because it is us doing it.
Yeah.
But this is also, you know, we got to look at basic metaphysics. We've got to look at parapsychology and how far it's come. Mm-hmm. These are psychic faculties that we just know to exist to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know what? I'm sorry. I have Fight Club is kind of feels like it was before its time sometimes because this quote here makes me want to. I want to holler at somebody. We're a generation of men raised by women. I'm wondering if another woman is really the answer to what we need.
Yeah.
It's messed up, but it's so right. I love it. It's real. Fight Club, dude. I love it. It's always been one of my favorite movies. And Kurtis was like, I know I've seen it. I just don't remember. I said, well, we must.
Yeah, Fight Club's a really good one.
Oh my.
Yeah, we can take Brad Pitt as an example of a subconscious mind and how crazy it can be. And how we can completely tuck it away. No, I mean, as a matter of fact, it's a psychological tool and you know how to use it.
Mm-hmm. It says no fear, no distractions, the ability to let that which does not matter truly slide. Mm-hmm. Why don't you slide? Wasn't that a song?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know that song if it is.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah. That is interesting, though, like letting things slide and honestly trying to figure out what matters, what doesn't matter. We would probably be a lot happier if we did that, to where it's like, does this really matter? Like, honestly, this little thing.
Yeah.
Well, ironically, I was supposed to do a video on this today. I mean, we're talking about this subconscious shit. Emotional denial. This is something that's prevalent within dark psychology, and it's necessary to survive in the world. It's emotional denial. And the exercise is simple. You pick any emotion, deny it for 7 days, take notes. Whatever that emotion causes you to do, do the exact opposite.
That would not be really okay. If you have any trauma, maybe not. I'll say that, because that could be bad.
Well, I mean, use discretion, but you're also challenging yourself to overcome.
Because here we go. This is your life. Good to the last drop. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time. I love that movie, though. This Fight Club is just.
Honey, put the computer down. You're supposed to be on a podcast.
But I'm trying to use that. Though those are like the references are important to me. I think that they
But
stand
you're
out.
Scrolling through Fight Club quotes. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that ADHD, man. it's That's great. What was I saying? But yeah, so the subconscious mind, though, it is powerful. And how do we bring that subconscious power to the consciousness? How do we become aware of it where we can actually use it on demand?
Well, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but one of the most basic ways is dream journaling. You've got to learn to remember your dreams. So dream journaling helps that. When you can learn to remember your dreams, you are literally bringing the subconscious to the conscious mind. And the subconscious mind speaks through archetypal symbols. So you've got to learn to consciously interpret those symbols, sort of like you guys do with tarot. You use more of an intuitive system of divination in tarot. It's the same way you interpret dreams, right? So you get used to it. You get good at it. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're bringing the subconscious forth to the conscious mind.
Yeah, you're training it. It's almost like a muscle.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like anything else. You just, if Carrie would have kind of contained it in this way that she could safely, release it or use it some other way. But it's very hard. Amy Ellen goes into some of this stuff because, she knows her stuff. I'm telling you, she's legit. But okay, it's going to always be a part. It's not like it doesn't go away. This is your pet. Like, you have to look at it like it's your, what is that little game, the keychain? Digimon? It's like you have to. Yeah, you don't want to feed it, but you don't want to let it starve it. It's very, you have to keep it in a contained.
Okay.
Subconscious information.
It's very interesting how, yeah. Like, okay, so if somebody has a hard time to understand if they're in, I would call it astral or almost out of body where they're continuing. Look at I've heard this before. I've never been able to do it. I want to, but I've heard this is actually pretty legit. Try to look and see if you can tell what time it is. Look at a clock. If you're able to see, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not able to see it, you're there. All right. Yeah. And then if you're able to still see the numbers, then you know what I mean? Like, you're still kind of paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah. You're too aware.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's very interesting, though. Think of that. And honestly, it makes sense to me. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, if you go to look at something that's so familiar and there's supposed to be an answer there, but it's so blurry, you're like, okay.
There's a concept very similar to that in Buddhism, and it's a form of meditation to where you go into your inner self, your consciousness. You just leave this physical plane. It's not necessarily an out of body experience, but it's like you go into your own soul, and they will test you by slapping you upside the head with the sandal or throw something at you. And if you react, then you're clearly aware and you're not doing whatever correctly. You're not entering that deep thought. Whereas if you don't react, you don't get hurt or anything. You just don't feel it. And you're wherever you're supposed to be, gathering this information, having a conversation with yourself, whatever. So what you described is very similar to that.
Yeah.
So you're going inward. A lot of people, they think astral projecting into the klepothic realms, but that's never what you're doing. If you're entering klepothic realms, you're going inward. These are inner plane journeys. A lot of people don't know that. And when you look at certain religions that actually do spiritual work beyond modern Christianity, They just about all teach a certain sort of spiritual awareness, dude. And they all accept spiritual visions, clairvoyance, but they warn against things like, you can look at Orthodox Christianity, which I've been reading a lot about lately. They embrace clairvoyance, and they warn against using the imagination, because they said the demons can manipulate the imagination, and that a true vision will always come from God, and God will protect the vision. You'll see it, whether you're psychic, whether you're not, doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you heard my Aunt Dorleen the other night tell the story about, listen, this is terrifying. If you've ever heard of anything about the Texas State Fair, okay, it's in a really not good part of Dallas, downtown Dallas. It's just not.
Well, all of Dallas is bad, ain't it?
It was really around there, okay, at South Dallas. It's you know, everything's got bars on it. Just saying, it's
like Detroit.
It is rough. Like, I went to try to get police, and they wouldn't roll down their window. Like, no, you're okay. Like, girl, you need to get out of here.
Darn.
No, it was made. I was like, oh, I get it. Because I was so kind of like, I just didn't realize that. I guess they did. It wasn't like they were being racist, but they see this white girl really does not belong here. Like, let's get her to safety. Like, they were good people, you know. They were like, go that way. I'm like, okay. Like, man, sometimes that's why my dad would always worry about me. Oh my God. I worry. That's crazy. We learn. I feel like my whole life I've been learning and it's like sometimes watching, oh, okay, I see what happened there. Maybe that was me. It might have been me. It's very interesting, but I kind of love it too, is the accountability. You don't see accountability anymore, and that bothers me.
Yeah, no doubt.
People won't ever grow. If you don't have accountability, you can think you're as spiritual as you want, but you lying to yourself. That's all.
Yeah.
It's scary people that don't have any. Like that, the Gypsy Rose has none. Like, oh, it's so gross. It's like clear, but it's like everybody else sees it. Nobody wants to really say it.
Yeah, that's it right there. No one wants to say anything and hold someone accountable and point out, hey, you're being stupid or something.
Oh, she was judging other convicts the other day. It was so tacky. Oh my God. She was judging she knew some people on I Am a Killer. And she's like, I was in prison with this one, and I don't mean to judge, but I'm like, whoa.
It's literally the pot calling the kettle black.
Oh my God. It was just weird. I'm like, she's serious. No, she's serious. And that's what's scary. People just handing that stupid money.
Well,
yeah.
Look
at where this is our civilization. You think aliens want this?
Like I said, they're probably just watching and taking notes and like, well, it might have messed up again. Let's erase it. You just never know. But I also believe that there are some here and doing whatever. I don't know. They could be on a vacation for all I know. But
you know what's terrifying?
What?
So remember Children of the Corn. Like, imagine if they gave Malachi if they were like empathetic to him. What would have happened? That would have not been good.
Oh gosh, no.
Malachi. I hated that. It's so scary to me, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It is. That scares me horribly.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? I'm not scared of many movies. I've watched some scary ones that most people are terrified.
Well,
but Children of the Corn.
Well, I mean, no one likes to see little crazy killer kids, so it's something about that. Like
that
when you're,
uncomfortable.
Just like you don't want to see a little demonic baby running around and stuff.
Or didn't they have alien ones too?
Yeah,
like
You just
What
don't
movie is
want
that?
that.
We're all born at the same day. It was so scary. That movie's scary.
Yeah.
You know
So,
what I'm talking about, right?
um, with alien kids,
Uh,
I mean, the thing that jumped in my head is Species,
blonde,
but I know it's not Species.
the blonde hair. Oh, like Species was scary where the thing crawls out the belly. Oh. I was pregnant at the time and my ex had a panic attack.
Oof. Yeah, no, I remember Species for all the wrong reasons. I'll just say that.
Oh my god. Oh, I got you. I got you. But no, the belly thing was so upsetting, I think, to him because, like, well, he would blow into the belly with Jordan in there, and the baby. Well, one time the baby stretched out, and it was after he saw that, and it just wigged him out. The Jordan stretched out like back, laterally, and I was tiny with him, so you could see it. It was wild. It looked like Stretch Armstrong in there. And,
Stretch Armstrong. Oh boy, that's
he
a
had
dated reference.
he was so scared to see that my belly after that. It terrified him.
That's fine.
It was funny though because it was weird how a baby in utero they can already react, and I think that's why Jordan to this day has anxiety. Think about it. Jordan does. It can be so easy. We don't like I said, that's energy though. Our anxieties can be literally put up on our family, our kids, our loved ones by accident. Seriously, it's
we inherit the sins of our fathers. Yeah.
Actually,
and that's what
you know what?
that energy vamp or whatever.
What do you guys think about genetic memories, where allegedly our genetic code and makeup carries memories from our ancestors?
Well, of course it does. That's basic science.
Yeah,
that's science. We are the composite of all of our ancestors. Our genetic code would be non-existent minus one person.
Like I had like the DNA thing done, and my cousin actually, Cassie, found it that the female Viking that was found with like all her armor, I can't. It's like in Norway, somewhere like that. Like my family's the females. There is something like that. The DNA is the same as hers. That's really cool. So yeah, everybody would teach, she's like a little Viking, I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Also,
that's why I don't give
up. Talking about this experientially, I just found out today that all my ancestors were Eastern Orthodox.
Really?
And recently, within the past month, been reading into it. That would be an example of a genetic memory.
Now that is interesting. That's pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, the fact that you brought it up is a synchronicity as well.
Yeah, that's been happening a lot recently. That's pretty bizarre, but yeah. Oh. Now,
yeah.
And you just all of a sudden started looking into it, or you had an interest?
No, bro. I took an icon out to do witchcraft. I took a fetish out, this fetish of Cain that I made, and I brought it out to do witchcraft. And I heard this voice that said, "You can't do this."
Wait, can you say why you were having to do witchcraft, or do you not want to share?
I don't even remember.
Was it with my dad or something?
No, I don't believe so.
Because you were doing some protection for him.
All I know is I brought out the Cain fetish, and something told me, you can't do this. So I went to go put the fetish away, bro. And this golden light filled my aura, dude. And it scared the shit out of me. And I evoked demons. It didn't make sense. And at the same time, it brought me to tears.
Wait,
And
I might have been speaking to Bonnie when that happened.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You were.
Oh, yeah. I remember that night because I heard you in the background and you mentioned a golden light.
yeah.
He was like literally like just if you know the movie Powder, like I don't mean to sound weird or anything, but you know when this like light hits me, he's just like, woo, you know, Powder. I love that movie. No, it's beautiful, but it was that kind of, I don't know, it was beautiful, but yet it's like, oh, it's heartbreaking at the same time. It was very weird the way he was explaining it. Because of empathetically, I can feel him, and it was, see, that's the thing. What he was feeling was not something he could even hide, no matter how good he can block shit. It was okay, but it was nice. Like, it was beautiful. So I see why he was like wanting and seeing where that came from.
Yeah, that's...
Well, here's what's crazy about it. When that happened, I was watching something with President Trump in the Greek Orthodox Church came on, and it was moments after. I think you guys must have still been on the phone, but the Greek Orthodox Church had just gifted Trump with this golden crucifix. It was a holy artifact from their church. Belonged to one of their patron saints, as a matter of fact. And I saw this golden light, and I was like, oh my God, that's the light. So I start looking into this.
He's being protected divinely, yeah.
And I come to find out the Orthodox doctrine calls this light the uncreated light. Mm-hmm. And it's uncreated because it has no source.
It's just there. It's just...
and they consider it to be the grace of God. And what
Holy Spirit, yeah.
And what they say is, and it's ironic. Oh my God, this is another synchronicity. When I just said we inherit the sins of our fathers, but according to the Orthodox doctrine, we also inherit God's grace through the Book of Life, which ironically I learned in Black Alchemy of Belial. When I was teaching that, is the genetic code. We're talking about genetic memory.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
What the heck is happening here?
Yeah. So anyways, after all of that, today I talked to my mom.
Great, the derpy
and
are here.
and she says, yeah, all of our ancestors were Orthodox. And I was like, what? I never knew that. And I never knew of orthodoxy. And I've got the equivalent of a 2-year Bible degree, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
He melts like with the doggy. He melts with the dog.
Oh, there's that ADHD again.
No, he makes him melt. It's so cute.
Yeah, that's wild, Kurtis. Like, what the heck, man? Yeah, you
but
have
yeah,
to...
I mean, experientially, it's exactly what you're talking about, though. Specifically. So strange. So strange.
You know, speaking of lights and everything, I'm actually happy you brought this up because I've been thinking recently about an experience I had years ago now in a dream, which for me, I don't recall dreams. I usually go to sleep and I wake up. It's like, oh, well, that was nice. So I remember it was dark and I don't know how to explain this, but it was almost matrixy with how these letters or symbols or whatever started to just scroll and appear like out of thin air, almost like it was being typed, but they were just appearing out of nowhere. And they were a whitish gold color. And I remember specifically it said bathed in light. And
Oh. Yes, I remember that.
yeah, you remember that, Bonnie. Okay. And then after that, I had another dream the next day, maybe. And,
Mhm.
or excuse me, it wasn't bathed in light. It was steeped in light or something like that.
Yes,
I mean, yeah.
like tea, like you
Yeah.
have
It was steeped
to
in
let
light.
it
And
like to make this up. Like that's interesting. Like you have to soak in light.
And then the next day, I remember like seeing myself or something, same place, sort of different, and this freaking cone of light on me. And it was golden white. It wasn't exactly gold, and it wasn't exactly white. That's why I'm saying golden white. And it was there. It's like, oh, okay. And I woke up and just one of the few dreams I remember. I can like it's one of five. The first dream I remember was from when I was a little kid. I was Batman. That was awesome. But apart from that, but yeah, like that's just this is one that's always gonna stick with me because mostly because of that steeped in light and not being able to see what all that scrolling was because it was a lot of things that was
Robot.
written.
You got the robot voice when you said that. Did you catch it?
Well, that could be a sign this internet's going to drop. If it does, don't hang up. But just in case.
No, it's hello. What always happens though?
Okay. Well, anyway.
Alien. Dude, you know this.
Yeah. So.
Here.
Yeah. So.
You're part of that movie. They're here.
I love Poltergeist. That's a great movie.
So it was that. See, I think. Okay, was that a poltergeist or was that an alien? You know what I mean? Like that was weird. I was sneezing first and
It's aliens.
I'm
not saying it's aliens. But...
I love him. Who is he? I love him, dude. No, he's like my favorite.
Well, he didn't really say that, did he?
Yeah.
That was just a meme.
No, he did.
I mean, that was a real thing he said.
He was so excited. Like the nerdiest guy, but it was like, oh, yes, I believe him. Because he was so charismatic or whatnot. It's wild. Aliens.
Great.
What is his name?
Like Papadopoulos or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, he's I think he's Greek.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah, he goes to a lot of conventions and everything, and
he's adorable. It's funny.
And
makes me
like from the people I've spoken to who have actually met him in person, they all say the same thing. He's really sincere and just really cool and easygoing.
I like that.
Yeah, non-judgmental.
What else it was, because like I had a lot of friends that were around this area that, believe it or not, that were friends with the members of Pantera. Like they remember at the clubhouse or whatnot, and like hanging. But like Vinny especially, and but Vinny for sure. Like you're just friends. It was really, they were so kind to everybody, and this was before and after they got huge.
Darn it, Bonnie, you made me lose track. I was going to talk about lights here.
Okay, that's interesting though. Sorry.
Yes, now I know what I was going to say. Kurtis, have you heard of the false light belief where they say don't go into the light, it's a lie, and it's going to just force you to reincarnate?
See,
and
that's how I'm going to go out. See it now. Yeah,
I
ding back.
I remember, oh my gosh, many years ago, someone was doing regression therapy, and I was just listening to it, and I've been trying to find it for so long, but it freaked me out. Like, this is one of the few things that legitimately, like, I got scared hearing this. And they were talking about the false light and hearing these voices and everything, and it's like, no, don't believe them, don't listen to them. You've signed a contract and they're gonna force
Of
you to
course.
reincarnate.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know? I mean, how do you know? You just know.
Well, let's put it like this. If there's a higher power, whether it's good or bad, it's simply more powerful, and we can't escape it anyway. Because there's the same New Age talk that talks about escaping the false light. Don't go into the false light. I've never heard any near-death experience that stated you had a motherfucking choice. Excuse my language.
Oh no, curse away. It's fine. We're good.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this. You're gonna come back until you get things right. You know what I mean? And this process, it's honestly, I think it's in alignment with most religions, including, I can't say that about Orthodoxy yet, but I can almost bet that it is in alignment. I can almost bet. Because we have to be perfected. We have to be perfected, dude. And one life, that's not enough. Because there's so much to learn. There's such a vast scope of maturity to have. In other words, bro, let me put it to you like this. You don't come to know as much shit. I know too much. You have advanced souls. That's just the way it is. Souls with gifts because of that advancement. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Usually more advanced souls are going to be more psychically gifted, more intuitively gifted. You're a great tarot reader. That's an intuitive thing. Especially the way Bonnie teaches it. She doesn't do the fucking book. Once you read it, throw it away. That's how I feel about most things, but that's an Eastern ideology. That's how she is with tarot. We have to get perfected though. So escaping the machine, and I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it because it's a machine.
Mm.
And it's of divine origin, and it's well oiled at all times. I trust it. I trust the process. I think mankind needs to get back to this presence of being in the now and accepting the process. I think too many people, even in the occult, bro, it's like they're so obsessed with controlling everything.
Measuring shit. It's weird.
It's pointless because if you can control everything, you're God.
It's really weird.
And then there's no point in the lessons, and you wouldn't have incarnated at all.
That's why people can't take the occult seriously too, because that mentality.
Yeah.
Because it makes something look stupid.
Well, see, and this is what I always tell my students, like, listen, what I teach is alchemy. It's not about getting your wishes granted. That's silly. You're not going to grow that way.
You can't master yourself. You can't.
Yeah, if you can't change you
can't master.
You can't change reality.
Right. So you're really just is that's you lying to yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
I'm constantly pushing myself. Constantly. And I always have been this type of person where I can just quit. I'll quit drinking. I'll quit smoking. Doesn't matter. I just quit. Even these things. Haven't had one for
it's been a while. Right. He's definitely, things don't own him. That's what's good.
I don't allow things to own
now,
me.
also, though, at the same time, he doesn't understand compassion for other people that, have
I don't know about that. Kurtis, from as long as we've known each other, I would say he has compassion for things. It's just
the people that don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything's.
Oh, you mean I expect people to just be able to quit things?
Mm-hmm. Like, just stop. Which I get it, but that's very. I mean, it's kind of like Christopher. Why don't you just stop? So that's just. Well, no, it's like one of those things that. One of the last times he talked to his dad, he was like, he said, "Why aren't you come up, dear Eve?" Yes, he was like, "Why don't you just stop?" Like, and he was 5. Dude, he got told by a 5-year-old. That would make me so sad.
Yeah. Like, what is a choice? That's why I don't understand. Yeah, because it really is that simple for me.
I just get it, but it's also some people are just weak.
I don't think people are weak. I think I have more faith in people than, and maybe I shouldn't.
You are aiming way too high.
Well, no, it's not. It's not aiming way too high. It's just people don't have enough faith in themselves.
Well, I think that's compassion. I think it's compassion. Me believing in people to make the right choice for themselves is, that's compassion.
Everywhere you look, people are backstabbing their family, their best friend. Everything's so fucked, though.
I know it is.
Nothing's like, that sounds so weird, but nothing's real. Is it even worse? Yeah, like, are we part of a matrix? And now all of a sudden we're starting to wake up a little bit. That's horrible.
Well, no, I mean, it's right. Mankind, we don't care anymore for each other. Mm-hmm. We really don't. We don't care about each other. We just don't. It's terrible. It's terrible fucking news. I mean, and this is why I think I do hold people accountable while at the same time believing in them. Mm-hmm. It's because I give a shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And some of the people that I've talked to recently within the occult community, the reason I've talked to them. Why? It's because I give a shit.
But
why
do I? That's crazy. I've always been more compassionate than anybody I know. Most people would know that, but no. You know what I mean? It's like I with the amount of, I can give a lot of love to somebody. I can be good, bestest, goodest friend, But you push me too far. That's just dumb. Because it's not hate. It is straight, what's it called?
Disdain.
No, you don't even care. Nothing
Indifference.
About indifference. That's so dangerous. Indifference is so, that's like, you see a car accident right in front of you, keep going, don't care. You're like, I'm late for a very important
Well,
day.
see, this is what I've honestly found to be dangerous about the modern occult. It's not even that they hate Christianity. It's that they are indifferent to God. That's what makes it dangerous for mankind. Because we don't know how to find balance. And this is why it's going to destroy a lot of people. The occult will destroy a lot of people. Especially those people in the left-hand path, quote, unquote, those left-hand path folks,
It's kind of sloppy.
Yeah.
But It's funny. I mean, it's like, how many rituals for wealth can you do before you get it to take? I don't know. That's very weird to me.
Well,
you should be able to one and done. That's it.
See, this is what
and it manifests itself, right? It's not like it's gonna happen tomorrow. Stupid.
I get student after student after fucking student, and they're always.
Let me tell you, patience is an issue.
People talk about me being arrogant, but there's not a single student that I have. I get sick of hearing it. I got emails today about how mind blown this dude is over the written material that I've done that I'm sending. Because as a student, people have to read my work to see where I stand. And it's just constantly a matter of it being like night and day. I'm tired of being called arrogant. I'm tired of being told I don't have compassion just because I tell truth. Because there is a lot of people that will say that. Because they see those live streams. And they see me cussing people out. Not understanding that I've dealt with those bully ass people you got hooked in with.
Well, what's funny is like it reminds me of a time Christopher. This is gonna be silly, but Christopher was 5 years old. Oh my God! Listen, he got the principal had called me and told me he was ugly today at school, and I said, Christopher, what did you do? I told that girl that she was stupid because she is stupid, Mom. She did. Listen, she didn't. I snorted. Sorry, she didn't know 6 + 6 is 12. She is stupid. And he was he was so serious and passionate. He was like, what am I supposed to call her, smart? It's like, you're not supposed to say anything, dude. That's how you come off, Kurtis. That's all. You're very. I get.
Well, no, maybe she'll learn.
Yeah.
Guess what?
You hurt her feelings.
I don't care. He's right.
It was so
he
funny.
did her a favor.
I have it on film somewhere because it's still like, what?
I mean, at least he's gonna learn a fucking multiplication, huh?
And then his little brown eyes were sparkling. Like, I'm telling you, she is not smart. She is not smart. And he was, I'm so sorry. That makes me really cry. He was so cute he's still cute. It's just he was not as shy, and so he just would let it out.
Yeah, no filter.
He tried to kill Toby with the Force. Listen, he goes, I shook him. I said, oh shit. Well, his family I've got to get his. I've actually got the paperwork to start to get his Theta card, so that's really cool. But so you also got to realize that comes with a lot of energy with it as well, so you got to calm his little booty down. Passionate. It's so cute.
Oh, that's
She's
funny.
not smart.
Yeah,
that's how I come off.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, I like, from my perspective, like, sometimes you get a little crazy. I admit that. I'll say it, like, oh, you're getting nuts. But I know it comes from a place where it's because you do care. And I know your history. You have been getting picked on and just poked at, and you just get fed up.
Low key.
But
it's fun. Like, okay, I'm not gonna tell. I'm like, yeah.
Well, yeah, bro. I got people teaching courses on my work.
So
silly.
So I get it. You're gonna be upset. It's natural. It's one of those things. But I also know that when you call someone dumb or whatever and all that, it's coming from, as weird as it sounds, I know it comes from a place of passion and caring. Like, you've never come off like someone who's hateful and like you don't care. I think you get upset because people don't try to learn themselves.
And all the devils are here.
And and they hold themselves back. They ask you for the answer instead of attempting to find it themselves. And the thing is, everyone's answer is different. There is no one size fits all. We can learn from one another, yes, but in the
Right.
end, it's going to be different for everyone.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
and I think them not seeing that, or at least attempting that, or something, it drives you up a wall, especially if you hear it for years and years and years, and then add in some of the unliving, not so much godly folks into that. It's calling you out of your name and whatnot, and you just get a little fed up. Get off my lawn comes out. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, definitely.
it's not.
Well,
Oh yeah.
we've had on that channel, we've had a lot of people that were really there to learn, to grow. They were serious about things, man. So I took it offensive when I noticed people in the chat, they start to get uncomfortable, and I just lose my shit. Because.
Why do you think he's pointing fingers? You must feel guilty.
What?
If they think you're pointing fingers at them, that's guilt. That's
right.
Like, all right, take accountability. You don't even take accountability with yourself, realize it, and learn, and then go on.
Well, I mean, I was never passive aggressive either. See, that's the issue. I would always call people because I wouldn't want people to misunderstand. So I'd be very specific. And it's always circumstantial, though. The point is, yeah, it's always from this point of caring. But at the same time, I'm imperfect. And working on anger specifically, this is something I've been working on. But what I really need to do is first find out this line, because there's some times that I know I should be angry. You know what I mean? Like,
my daddy working with you too on that.
Controlling anger is good, but understanding that, for goodness sake, there's times where I should be angry. And you need to be angry in those times, because when you're not, that's when you get hurt in life, and people around you get hurt.
That's crazy. You talking about that, it reminded me of one of the things that my dad, this was one of the most scary things he had ever told me about being in Vietnam. He was ASA, 11th Armored Cavalry Back Course. It's, what were they? They were cavalry, but they were also the armored tanks. Like the tanks. It's cool shit, right? And he had a couple of experiences, but he said one of the worst ones, though, was during the day you could go into town, get your hair cut or, laundry, all like normal life, right? And at night, that same person that was cashing you out is trying to murder you. Okay. So it was like that. It was the whole thing. It was, he saw like a whole bunch of stuff there, and controlling your anger. I can only imagine. He said that he went into a barbershop once. And he goes to get my dad a straight razor shave. My dad's like, fuck, No, like, I'm in a bad predicament. Like that. My dumb ass when I was younger, I would do I wouldn't even think, and then I'm like, oh, okay, this is really not a good idea. And my dad, and this is my dad's energy forever. This is why I love him. He's such an amazing person. Literally, he had to have his anger controlled enough to like, if I could keep myself under control, this guy ain't gonna start sweating and getting nervous. You feel me? Like, you don't think they feel you. So, like, this is very sensitive. And yeah, Dad said he had that, he said he had his own straight razor, or his own knife in his pocket, like right in his hand, ready. He said, if he gets me, he says, I will get him back. And that was it. Like, you know what I mean? And that was my dad's little fiery ass attitude. And let me tell you, when he had his legs amputated,
I couldn't have done it.
He's not the strongest person you've ever seen.
He would have been shivved.
See, right? Well, no, that's the thing, though.
I couldn't have.
Not exactly, though. Do you know this? Do you know how hard that had to be for him? My daddy is he was a fiery dude. You know. It was like, we have legit, like, me and my sister would have boyfriends over there. As little as my dad was, my dad was 5'5", tiny. But let me tell you, heyday, he made people nervous. Like, he would look at you and he had this look that would be like, oh dear God, this dude he's crazy. He's not like, no. Come here.
Yeah, he had the big man energy. It doesn't matter how small you are.
Though it wasn't like ha ha. No, it was like, okay, like kind of like Chuck Norris, I guess, or Bruce Lee. Like, you just don't know who you might be messing with.
I'm terrible because what popped in my head was Yosemite Sam.
I love that. I can see it.
No, Yosemite Sam, he's one of my favorite Looney Tunes characters, so that's a compliment.
So when I was a kid, the Six Flags used to have the tunnel ride. He terrified me in there, though. He was so what's it called? Aggressive feeling,
Yeah, I've never been to Six Flags.
Oh my gosh, and his little animatronic little mustache would wiggle. It was so cute.
I didn't even know they had. Well, that's Six Flags, Texas, so it might be a little bit different here.
They changed it, though. I mean, they used to have the magnetic house when I was a kid. It's gone. Have you ever been into one of those?
No, I don't think so. Look, I don't really do amusement parks because, well, I would never get on any ride, and I would only go there to eat, and it's too expensive, so...
Well, this magnetic house, whatever it is, I guess the magnets, I need to look into it. I forget kind of how it works, but when you walk in, you're leaning, and it's messed up, dude. You know it's wrong. And it's so weird. The magnetic house, if you sit like an orange on a table, it rolls upward. Ooh. And so you're feeling this that friction when you're actually in there. I don't know how they do it. It's scary. It's probably not good for you, to be honest.
That actually reminds me of a haunted location, and I cannot think of the name of it. I'm going to have to find it, but there's an area that's exactly like that, and
that's scary to know that.
And
it's not a good thing.
And they can't explain it. It's like we don't know why it's like this, where it's supposed to be even and straight, but it isn't. You can feel something weird here. You're leaning this way. You're taller here, but shorter here. It was bizarre.
Yes, and that's what's neat. But this one is like, they were able to recreate it. Like, I don't understand how they were able to come on now. This was like the late 70s or early 80s. That's just weird. It's like, how did they do that?
Well, science is amazing.
Easy, but it just, to me, it sounds very super complicated for something to make you feel like you're supposed to turn left.
You'd be surprised with what you can do with optical illusions. Just like walking across
that bridge,
damn near perfectly good bridge with a spinning tunnel.
Yeah, like in those haunted houses.
You feel like you're moving.
It's like, okay, remember, guys, you don't even have to hold on. You're on the board. You're on the board. Don't look at this. And funny thing is, for me with ADHD, I am able to tunnel in that somehow. Like, I'm like, you better, because it's like, you better focus on the strike, because you're going to get hurt. Like, you know what I mean? if I'm not paying attention, I will fall off, break my leg or something weird. Because it, like, that leaning just goes thump. It's weird. I have to, and I know what's going on logistically or whatever, but it's really funny how you have to tell your brain, okay, this is okay, this is not okay, so try to correct it. It's very, I can't explain it, but I every time I go into one of those tunnels, I try to correct myself. I was able to walk across once. It was a it was a battle, but I made it.
I really want to see this now.
Oh, it's fun. Well, it's fun because it is weird because it's almost like it's a challenge. Because you're like, I'm walking straight, you're thinking you're doing good, and at the last minute, like the spiral kind of changes up a bit. You're like, whoa, messed up. Like, imagine Mario when he's trying to get across the little fire bridge. That's what it's like.
Yeah, I have to see this. That sounds bizarre as sin, but
Oh,
pretty
mm-hmm.
interesting.
No,
We are gonna start wrapping it up here, or close to ending. Doesn't even feel like it's an hour 10 minutes. Doesn't even feel like it. Um, okay, so going back to the alien thing for a second to close out, I'm just curious on your thoughts on if you feel that there are extraterrestrials possibly here already, and how many do you think are out there watching, and are they all from this particular universe?
Is that worth mentioning, Curtis? My ankle.
I don't know.
What's wrong with your ankle?
I've got, how many dots is there?
If it's 3, and then you're in trouble.
It's actually 4.
Wait.
But
Are
they're dots. They're up. They go up. Like horizontal.
horizontal? Okay, all right. That's
Yeah. No, it's
Vertical.
vertically. Yeah.
oh, they're vertical. Okay, well that's a little different. Now, if it were like a center one and then a couple around it, I was like, oh, they took something from you, or put something in you.
Yeah, it's like 3, and it looks like kind of like scabbed bruises. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a little bit scabbed, but more bruised.
Yeah.
And I'm not. There's nothing I could have bumped into that would do that. Absolutely nothing.
Do you remember seeing anything triangular?
See, I've been having bruises on my legs.
Triangular.
But ET's been
Ever?
here. Yeah, dude.
Ever? If you go way back on a long time ago, long time ago, I had this one. I was just kind of like channeling. I think I had this spirit box on or something, and whoa, hold on, did you see that? It's like a spirit bat.
What happened?
No, it was a spirit bat.
There was a fly. It just went around my head.
No, this went, and it was like going before it just kind of disappeared.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
Trust me, because I was looking for where did it go. Anyway, so the 30, it's up. It looks kind of bruised, kind of scabbed. I just saw it today because it doesn't hurt. I haven't. That would be. It looks like almost like if you've ever seen somebody that is cut themselves shaving, it's click click click. It kind of looks like that, but I have it shaved.
Well, I hope it's not from anything from the triangular ones. They always say that the triangular ones, that's military, and you don't really want that.
My dad, he was military. Remember?
Yeah, well, I think I told you the story, and I won't say this person's name because that's just the no-no, but
It was beautiful. He got to have the Scottish flag smelled in.
Their father was high-ranking military on black projects and all of that, and they sold him uh, to the U.S. government. And ever since then, he's been having crazy visitations, crazy things happening to him.
Or that's called Montauk, or
Say that
what's the name
again?
of it? The Montauk Project? And I say it way wrong.
Well, I'm not familiar with what project is that.
That's from New York.
Yeah, but what is that one?
I don't know.
It's more in New York, yeah.
Mike used to talk about it all the time.
That one's a messed up program. I had a friend that on one of my, I don't like talking about this. This was a very scary. It was a scary investigation I went on. This chick her dad had been in the military, and they had learned he was automatic writing, interestingly enough. And so, in their technique, they had sort of a weird reminds me kind of like, let's see, can I be honest? It's what are those weirdos that Tom Cruise is, associated with? That's all. I'll leave it at that. It's kind of like, it's very weird like that. Okay. It is probably military, but okay. My point is, go back to years, like to the beginning of my video, the ones that I have posted. It's not that many. And there's like one with smoke, and all I'm doing is I'm sitting there and meditating, and I kid you not, the smoke goes into the like it goes and it forms into a triangle, like I went, oh, like that. It was like it was just in your face type stuff. And it was like, and I actually got that on film. It was kind of odd. So yeah, but that's been years ago. And
Yeah, that's a bit different.
also, that thing that, remember the other video though, Melvin? After Jacob died, remember that over the tree?
Oh, yeah.
You've ever seen that, Kurtis?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that is? Is that alien, or is it?
No, I don't think it was alien. Alien stuff is normally...
Because there's such a flash of light, Well, it was white light. Or silver, kind of. It was very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I didn't sense anything paranormal about it. I think it was just a synchronicity, letting you know that it was time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was alien. Alien things are not normally going to manifest through nature.
Okay. That makes
Spiritually, things can manifest through nature. Elementals will. But aliens, no. Not usually.
No, for you, Bonnie, I think it's going to be through lights, like with electricity and mess.
You have no fucking kidding, Melvin. It is ridiculous. We laugh because, like, we have one flickering kitchen light. I'm like, could you just stop? And it'll stop for a second.
Yeah, so.
And I'm like, thank you. Like, it's like I am talking to the electricity. What is wrong?
But I also think you both deal with different beings. I know it sounds weird saying that, but like Kurtis, whatever you deal with, it's beyond. Like, and when I say beyond, I mean it's probably from a whole nother galaxy. And
you sound this in your sleep the other night. I wish I'd recorded it. Like, because but I'm real bad because, okay, when he does that, it kind of scares me. So, and listen, I have for people don't understand my responses. They don't probably make sense for most people. So I laugh when I feel like I'm real or in danger.
Well, what did I say?
It was, I don't know. It was like Elvin or something weird. It did. It was Elvin. I'm like, huh? And I did.
Oh, God. I was speaking alien languages.
Listen, I sounded like I Love Lucy. Huh? Nervous. Like, oh.
No, man, I do. I have these dreams, and they always. All I remember is dreadlocks, dude.
Oh,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Predator? Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I've talked about that before, remember? They hit you into your spine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
whatever you deal with, it's something beyond, maybe higher dimensional, whatever. It's just something beyond. With
It
you,
just needs to sit down.
yeah, with you, Bonnie, I think it's a bit more understandable to a degree, but it's always a but to this. I think at the same time, it's one of those things where it tries to push you into things, but
Yeah,
you
push
fight
you-
it.
Oh my god, I don't like it. That's just tacky and uncalled for.
Yeah, well,
But-
it's not going to stop. It's just going to get more and more and more. Like the longer you go, just like with the psychic thing, like it's just going. It's never going to go away. It's only going to get more intense. So either work with it or be annoyed by it.
Yeah, see, oftentimes I just know that this is how I know a lot of the things that I know.
What?
It's I know that I'm hooked
What
directly
did
into
you just
something
say?
very beyond, very out there. You know what I'm saying? There's no other examples I could give people. All I know is the experience is very much biological, dude. It's like this thing that happens inside of my eyes. Like it's a muscle that contracts. And the only thing I could think of is a reptile, how it'll.
Yeah, and I'm thinking quite possibly draconian reptilian.
Unique for me?
No, not for you, Bonnie. Bonnie, you have and I'm sticking by this. I think for you it's what are they called? Syrians or Pleiadians.
Are they gay?
Are they
gay.
gay? What?
No, like I'm so tired of the white light bullshit. You know, I don't want to. I don't. Oh, that sounds so tacky. But it's kind of like people just like is trying to think if you just throw out white light that everything's gone. You're a good person now. It's weird.
Well,
like,
I have good
yeah.
news for you.
What?
They deal with blue lights, so
That's hilarious.
I gotta check him out. Or can I have Chris? I don't know.
Yeah, hang on one second.
no, don't worry. We're ending right now. So, but yeah, this is a good spot to end it. Bonnie, Kurtis, do you guys have anything coming up?
No.
No, man. I'm always in the same spot. I've been dropping videos daily.
Okay, and where can people find it?
Yeah, Kurtis Joseph. Go over to Kurtis with a K. Kurtis Joseph. That's my channel. I teach everything that is magic, metaphysics, and self-mastery. So head over there. We'd love to
I
have you.
save lives every day, which is kind of an awesome feeling myself, though.
Yeah,
You know,
she does.
so literally, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Which is
Link for Kurtis going to be in the description. Also, you're going to find some stuff to, snoop on Bonnie if you want, even though she doesn't really upload like she should, but it is what it is. And as usual, you guys can find Unexplained Possibilities on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram. Next month, I think we should be back to normal, or well, as normal as can be. Live shows should be coming back along with content again. So you all know what's been going on, and thank you all for the support and helping me get through everything. And thank you all for listening to the show tonight or the morning or whenever you're listening to it. And as usual, remember guys, there are things that go bump in the night. Go ahead and tell them hi. Bye everybody.
Bye.